On the 29th of August, during a La Liga match between Barcelona and Getafe, a 17-year-old midfielder was subbed on in the 75th minute, replacing Sergi Roberto. This teenager stunned the entirety of Camp Nou with his magical skills and amazing passing. If you haven't guessed him yet, this player is none other than Pablo Gavi. Born in the province of Seville, Gavi has always stood out among his peers. As he was growing up, he was nicknamed Oliver Atom after the star player of the Captain Tsubasa manga series. He started his career at his local club La Liara Bolompi, where he spent 2 years before joining the academy of Real Betis. At Betis, he spent another 2 seasons in the youth ranks, bagging 95 goals. In 2015, at the age of 11, Gavi signed for FC Barcelona. Gavi's ability, as well as his growing stature, helped him go straight from playing under-17s football to the under-19s, missing out a whole age group altogether in a move that very rarely happens at Barcelona's La Masia academy. Gavi often played with footballers older than him, and he always held his own, learning how to use his talents in the most effective way. Gavi climbed through the ranks real quick and was promoted to Barcelona B at the tender age of 16 on February 21, 2021. Due to him having the experience of playing with older players, Gavi didn't find it difficult to play against full-grown adults in the lower tiers of Spanish football. Later that year, Ronald Koeman trusted Gavi enough to give the youngster his debut with the Blaugrana first team on August 29, 2021 against Getafe in La Liga, when the midfielder was still only 17 years and 25 days old. After seeing Gavi's potential, he was called up to the first team for the 2021-22 pre-season friendlies, where he showed his technique, skills, composure, earning him a spot in the first team squad ahead of the infamous young star Riqui Puig. On December 18th, Gavi scored his first goal and bagged an assist against Elche in a 3-2 win for Barcelona. The fans were left starstruck after watching Gavi play. He looked like a veteran who had been playing in La Liga for the last decade. In the same season, Gavi made 35 appearances, the 5th most of all players in the Barca squad. He is so technically gifted, Frank Artiga, a former coach of Gavi at La Masia, told Goal last year. He is capable of changing what he is about to do in tenths of a second and improvising under any circumstance of the game. It is very difficult to find a player with these abilities and speed of execution. Gavi was soon compared to a young Xavi and formed a formidable partnership with fellow teammate Pedri, who coincidentally was compared to a certain young Iniesta. Both of them toyed with the opponents and helped Barcelona gain stability in a period of transition. Gavi is also seen giving his all to win the game. He is always ready to sacrifice himself. The famous instance of this was when he used his head to block a pass. He really is a bold and charismatic player. Speaking about Gavi's international career, prior to the Nations League, Gavi received a surprise call-up to the Spanish squad by the former Barcelona manager Luis Enrique. He made his debut in the semi-final win against Italy, becoming the youngest player ever to represent the Spanish squad. On 5th June 2022, he scored his first senior goal in the Nations League against the Czech Republic, becoming the youngest player to ever score for the Spanish national team. I am a technical and agile player who arrives into the penalty area, is how Gavi himself described his game at the age of 16. Just like any other La Masia player, Gavi is a very technical player. He is good at dribbling through tight spaces, carrying the ball forward and doesn't fear to make line-breaking passes. But Gavi isn't all about being a technical player. He's a La Masia player, yet quite different from the other La Masia graduates. You see, Gavi is not just good at passing, reading the lines and dribbling, but is a physical player as well. Yes, I said physical. Even though his height is 5 feet 8 inches, he's pretty resilient. An example for this can be attributed to his performance against Sweden in the World Cup qualifiers. The Swedish players tried to bully Gavi by pulling him and trying to dispossess him. To their surprise, Gavi kept dribbling and tried pushing them, and they were the ones who couldn't handle him. Gavi is an intelligent player. As you can see in this picture, Gavi places himself in a free position, drawing the attention of the Swedish players towards him, which will eventually prompt them to get out of their position to press Gavi, freeing space for Jordi Alba ahead. Even if Alba is marked, Gavi has a killer instinct and will manage to beat the player one-on-one and spring another dangerous pass. Gavi is extremely press resistant. He doesn't panic or allow pressure from the opposition to stop the flow of his game. He in fact embraces players to come towards him to press him. Like I mentioned earlier, this drags the players out of their position, leaving their backline vulnerable. As you can see, Gavi is being pressed intensely from behind with a player in front of him also ready to step in. Instead of trying to claim a foul or panic, he already has eyes for the unvacated space ahead of him and how to get there. This then leads to the picture shown where the opposition are stretched and extremely vulnerable. Barcelona have 3 runners. They are in a good position to create a very dangerous chance, all due to Gavi's forward-thinking decision making. Thus, Gavi is not just a plain box-to-box midfielder. He is much more than that, a player with high quality. To get a better understanding of his role in the Barcelona and Spanish setup, head over to breakinglines.com. Shout out to them for helping me in the research of this video. So go ahead and check them out. Gavi has continued to impress everybody by improving his play style. His famous goal came against Real Madrid in the Supercopa de España, helping Barcelona win a trophy after the departure of Leo Messi. Gavi scored a goal and provided 2 assists in this game. Gavi, hands down, is one of the best youngsters in the world. He won the Golden Boy 2022 award, beating Eduardo Camavinga and Jude Bellingham. Can